Well, it's the 1st of May. Beautiful day. So I thought I'd have a day off because I've got a splitting headache today after all that messing about last week. And we're going to go and take some cardboard boxes up to a friend of mine. So we're taking the Spanish 110. We'll go a different way this time. Different being in a lighter car. I know quite a few of you follow this route. Oh yeah, I've got to do a few jobs. I've got to straighten the steering wheel up. That time a bit. Everybody's out today. Just because I come out. Right. What a difference being in a light car. Well, that clunking's gone, so that's good. Gearbox is nice. As I say, I've got to straighten the steering wheel up. But that's 95 kilometres. Nice and quiet. No rain over winter. Nice. No wetness inside the car. Boy, has it rained this April showers. Be bloody joking. April thunderstorms. Accelerate like. Oh, not too bad. This is the sort of car I could drive. I'm not bragging, but this is it. Simple, just as it came out of the factory. Light as a feather. Steering. You could turn it with one finger. It's so light. It's nice and positive. This is 100 clicks an hour. 50. Put the old anchors on. Cops will be out today. I've seen it sunny. Catching all these bikers. Speedo's good. It's not rattling around. I'm just looking around I'm wandering a bit because I'm looking around the car. I can see a little gap of light at the bottom of the door where those little foam pads are supposed to go. I'll put them in when I get back. Like this guy, where's he going? Oh, he's backing up. Respect. Did you know something? they've changed all the speed limits. They've taken them down dramatically. This used to be like 75, I think, once upon a time, or 70. And the 50s have come down to 30. You might as well walk. Stop signs. Again, as I said before, made for automatics. Yep, all those clocks have got. What a different car. Ah, he's 80. And you can perhaps pick up, there's no rattles and bangs from the suspension or anything like that. It's really, really nice. Whoever's going to get this car is going to get a lovely motor. Because look at this. Look at this, over this bumpy road. It just soaks up all the potholes and things. It's brilliant. It's what you want. It's like big overladen things that's really, really hard to drive and tiring, you know. My friend Alfred wrote to me from Paraguay. He's in Paraguay from Germany, I think it was. And he took his 90 across and he can't drive it in Paraguay comfortably because the roads are so bad. We were suggesting some springs for him. Oh, the railway line will go over that. Look at that, nothing. Hey! I thought we'd come up this way because it's a bit bumpy. Everybody's out doing gardening. First nice day we've had for over a month. Somebody commented why there's no white lines on our roads. These are dirt roads, compacted dirt roads. They get graded by a machine and they plane them off when it gets too many potholes. Now you can probably see there isn't that many potholes in that because, well, see they've just graded this bit, look, over there. Oh, they've done this bit as well. Now over time and a bit of rain, it'll get compacted back down again. So it's the dirt roads here are actually better than an old asphalt road because they just grade them. It's kind of like Australia, really, just grade the bloody roads off. So a poorly maintained asphalt road is really hard work, but these, alright, there's stones and stuff like this. But you can probably see why I didn't want to take it out in winter. You've got stone chips, you've got salt, rubbish, rain and stuff like that. Not very nice. Well, I'm doing 8, but really comfortable 80. You know what I mean? I mean, it hasn't even broke out into a sweat. Temperature gauge is normal, fuel gauge is on a quarter, and the clock is showing 7:05. I'll have to adjust that. We came along here once before in the Series 1. It's a kind of pretty little section because just up here there's all maple trees, and in autumn all these are red and gold and they're beautiful, but you can see how miserable they look right now. The council has to come round and put all the leaves on yet. I better give them a call. You can probably pick up on the left hand side, you can see all the tubes for the maple syrup. They suck all the sap out the trees. We've covered that once before as well. I'm getting low on things I could report on now. Motor's got good compression. Engine's like a turbine. And when you hoof it, it has got black smoke, which is good, it's normal. You know what I mean? Oh, let's go this way. We could go straight on. Let's go this way. Just ignore that stop sign. It's alright. Whoops. That's me looking out the window, looking the wrong way. Clutch is light as a feather. Got one of my clutch forks in, so it does work. Again, we're doing 85. We'll cross this railroad. You can see no knocks, bangs, nothing. Farming country. It doesn't take long to get out of the country. Christmas trees on that side. Oh, that was corn on the other side. Again, the suspension is exactly what you wanted. I don't know why people put all that weight on them. Heavy duty suspension. Makes them look good, lift them up 15 feet in the air. Pointless. You can see more maple syrup over there. There we go. It's a big business here in Quebec. Really big business. I don't know why, I don't really like it all that much. I've had a jar in my fridge for about 2 years. Johnville. They weren't very sort of adventurous with names. They just sort of put Ville behind it. We're going to go up this way. Oh, you can. I don't know if you can see. There's some sap buckets. Well, when me and Mike used to make beer, we found out just where was it now? Oh, they've ploughed it all down now. Look, but on this pole here, there's lots of hops. There was natural wild hops for making beer. Oh, some tractors for sale. Who wants them? Not me. Myself. I would honestly guess that about 85-90% of the cars that come into my shop are not very nice to drive. I'll admit that. They're just hard work. There's always something wrong with them. Mind you, it is workshop, that's why they come in. But, I don't know. Wandering steering, really rock hard suspension. I don't know. And considering this has got the soundproofing in, you know, what's it now, Killman. It has made a wonderful difference. I don't care what people say about decibel meters. you know, splitting hairs and stuff like that, saying it's so many 1 decibel noisier than something else. It doesn't matter. But it hasn't. The only thing that's missing from this car is the underbonnet insulation, the black pad. I meant to get one, but with the shipping being expensive, it's a bit too much. So I just put some kill mat under the bonnet, and it really has drowned out that drumming, you know. Because this is why we put very thick kill mat in the roof, because people don't understand. A lot of the noise from Land Rovers comes from the roof. It's just like a drum, you know what I mean? Big panels. Floor panels don't make much noise. A load of cardboard boxes banged around in the back. But this is a good test. You don't like to listen to it. It's good. And the alarm ECU's been immobilised, so that means that you're not going to get problems with it not starting because you've got a false code or something like that. There's no key fobs or anything like that. I took it back down to stock standard Land Rover. Also, the exhaust gas recirculation's been taken off. It runs just as fine without it. In fact, you know, there's no catalyser on it. That's been taken off. What happens usually with the diesels is that the exhaust fumes tend to clog up the catalysers. They don't work as good as they do on a petrol engine. I don't know what they were thinking of. I think on the TD5 they actually did away with catalysers, because it was such a lean burn. Well, my catalysers won't be scrapped now. Right. Well, across this road. Door shut. Should be even quieter now. Did a wheel spin. This has got a standard 1.44 transfer casing. Tractors out. Getting really busy for farming time now, springtime, planting and stuff. You can see how they repair roads here, they just patch them. See what I mean about a dirt road? If this was a dirt road, they could have just patched it. Well, the reason that they asphalted this bit, I don't know why I'm telling you this, might be interesting. But there used to be an old quarry on the right hand side, and they did this bit because of the trucks pounding out the road all the time. Of course, it's been abandoned now, and so they just patch up the road. So the old quarry just used to be here. When it was open, they had a weighbridge on there, so I could go down and it's still there. I could go down and weigh my trucks. But you see, we're back onto dirt roads now. We're going to just drop off this these bits and pieces here. We'll go slow around here because of the maniac things that comes around the corner. And then we'll continue our ride. Right, back again. We're going a bit of a magical mystery tour, I think. again. We've been down here once before. This is all Christmas tree land. All coming on. Look at the size of that chimney. It always puzzles me how it hasn't fallen down. Something going on here because they put red flags on the side of the road. Oh, must have been tree fell down. We had a big windstorm last week. Or was it the week before? I don't know. And the trees came down. Bloody heater works as well. Whoa! The gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, the heavy duty. I put a heavy duty clutch in here out of the 130, which is only a few millimetres wider. A Valeo clutch, but I put one of my clutch forks in here. It's absolutely a dream. You know, even a lady could drive this car. An infant. Yeah, not hard work. I think that's the key to it. It's got to be comfy. I came along this road once before. I had a petrol 19. I came along here with a customer who wanted to have a test drive. The bloody thing ran out of petrol. I had to walk all the way back. Not many passing cars come down here. That was an embarrassment. Needless to say, I didn't buy the car. It's always quiet on these roads. It's all the same till the car comes round the corner. We'll hang back a bit because there's a pickup up there throwing stones and muck of rubbish. So we'll just go easy. You know, like I say, we're not too far out the city. So it's a canny little place to live, you know. Idles up hills, you know what I mean? This is in fourth gear. Even though it's got the big wheels and tyres on. Been down here. Let's go down this road here and see where it takes us to. The other way, going straight on, goes to Cookshire. That's where we get the car's licence and things like this. In front of us are the Stoke Hills. Kind of nice when it gets to autumn time because they're all different colours. adjust this driver's door just a hair. Looks a bit tighter. Not too bad though. I put all new rubber seals in, and now it's a bit warmer, they'll start to settle down. I put them on just before winter. Look at that great big rock there. Yeah, they'll start to settle themselves down now it's warmer, so that's good. I have no idea where we are. This car, of course, comes the most basic because there's not even a radio in it. The dash has never been drilled or anything like that. All the way from sunny Spain to sunny Quebec. Look at all that scrap! God damn it, I wish I was in my pickup. Look at that, all that. How does this go? It's like the big boy in that field and then just give up. Backside of the cook shirt. I won't mean that figuratively, but you know, just yeah, I'm just stopped. It keeps coming up. That's why I do like to do these little shakedown tests. I think it's not going quite onto the second latch. Good job of spotting it. Might do these are the ones to spot him on. Just use this car as my own sort of daily driver, but because I spend so much time in the shop, I never get much of a chance to actually drive around. You know, I only have to drive around when I want to go somewhere, if you see what I mean, and I don't go anywhere. I think when we looked at the Isuzu the other day with the 130, in 10 years I've done 33,000 kilometres. That's it. This is in fifth, by the way. It's just like cruising along. It's got a nice bit of torque just where you want it, if you see what I mean. Where's this going? Tell you what, let's on that with tragical history to it. Let's go down here, see where this goes. Well, we're not going that way because that goes to the farmhouse. It's a cul-de-sac. We'll go down there. Yeah, it's got that nice torque pulling away in third there. You'll notice there's a complete lack of road signs telling you actually where you are. Oh, this was... Where the hell is this? This is Cookshire. Oh yeah, this is Cookshire. Huh. Isn't that amazing? I didn't realise where we were. I was hoping it would go through some country road. Oh well, we'll take it along the main road for a bit. In fact, I think we'll drive it along the main road. No, we'll drive it along a bit and then we'll take a back road again. Now there's another microbrewery just opened up. On the right here is a paint shop that painted Mary's Range Rover that red. Why, they were expensive. Yeah, you can see the condition of our main roads. Not the most fantastic. For some bizarre reason, Cookshire is a garment making town. They make a lot of clothes there, like I think my overalls are made there. My shop coat. Trying to keep things local, you do. Local shop for local people. So that's 110. And it seems to sit that quite nice there. I can't tell you what it is in miles an hour because it's only got a kilometre speedo. I'll have to work it out. You know, this is sort of where that 1.3 transfer case would come in good. You know, for like road cruising. Depends what you've got to do with it, isn't it? Bikers, all the bikers are out now. It costs an absolute king's ransom to have a motorcycle now. And the roads are like shit, so I mean, they should be paying you to have a motorbike. Terrible. Yeah, because the insurance for bikes has gone up through the roof. And when you get your, how do we say it? When you get your licence in here, when you pay for your car tax, for example, half of it goes towards insurance. So you've got some basic cover, if you see what I mean. But the thing is that to cover bikes, it's absolutely eye-watering. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars. That's why I don't see so many bikes now. You have to be a real die-hard biker. How much is diesel today? Oh, look at this here. 130 now, 140 for diesel. No, 240, sorry, 240 for diesel. Holy mackerel! They're not exactly giving that away, are they? Oh, jeez, that's expensive. Better go siphon some cars out. Yeah, let's have a run down here. Get off this road, it's a bit boring, isn't it? About these Land Rovers is the indicator flasher isn't all that noisy. Yeah, it pulls up this hill quite nice. No trouble at all. This is where a Defender's at home. Little sort of back roads, not sort of motorways and stuff like that. This is what it was made for. I mean, the roads here in Quebec are pretty basic, so if it's okay for you. It's just a pity that, like 6 months of the year, we have so much damn salt. But they're starting to reduce. Oh, there's that door popped open again. Yeah, I'm going to have to sort that out. Yeah, they're starting to do salt reduction now, using more gritty type stuff rather than salt. It's not to save the cars or anything like that, and they say, oh, it's to save the environment because we're not putting salt into the grass, you know, in the ditches. Nonsense. It's actually to save money, not buying salt. Sort of reluctant to plough roads out. And again, I'll emphasise, that's why this car's never been in salt. It never will be, as long as I have it. Well, yep, a car I could drive all day. Nice and comfortable. That's one of the things when you get older, you don't want a car that's hard work, you know, stressed out. Yeah, it's funny how cars can, you know, like wear you out. It's funny that some can be really fatiguing, if you see what I mean. I think one of the best vans I ever drove was almost a new Ford Transit van in England about, it must be about 15 years ago. So it's kind of an old one now, but 15 years ago it was brand new. And we drove from, it was a minivan, that's right, it had a load of guys in the back. I was taking them down to the Isle of Wight ferry from Middlesbrough, and you know, we went down there and turned on really nice, got out of that van and it was just, you were fresh as a daisy, you know what I mean? There was no hard work. It was really comfortable, well thought out. Careful here, careful. People will probably be asking why I'm not keeping this. Well, my favourite Land Rover is a 130 because you've got the bigger cab and you can put things in the back. But I don't know. Do do I want? I've got my 130 with that big Isuzu, but I don't use it for heavy work, if you see what I mean. So if I could have something like this, or a crew cab, you know what I mean, like a Land Rover crew cab, that would be good. And the 300 TDI, naturally. I don't know if I've mentioned it in the past, but I had a 130 TD5 many years ago, many years ago, and it was a lovely ride because you know when the longer the wheelbase you've got, the easier it is to drive on the roads. Like on these roads, it doesn't buck around. Like a 90 on here, we'd be banging our heads on the damn ceiling down. But a 130 really soaked up the bumps and stuff like that. It was so comfortable. Plus you had a pickup box you could throw all your rubbish in, like that pile of scrap we just passed. Anyway, I sold it. The guy who bought it had me change all the suspension, big lifts and big heavy springs, big lifts, shocks and this, that and the other. Man, oh man, did that ruin that truck. Did it ruin it? You see, if you haven't got the weight to counteract heavy springs, it doesn't spring its car. It doesn't. How do we say it? It's not comfortable for the driver. It's just the springs might not as well be there. You might as well just put some solid tubes in because they're not working. These springs on here will be working kind of hard, but doing their job, if you see what I mean. But when you've got such heavy springs and you're not counteracting by putting a lot of weight in it, well, that's it. Now, wait a minute. My mate Bruce got a ticket along here because you can see what I mean. They've reduced it from a 50 to a 30. And he got busted. There it comes. So we're taking it really slow because there's a school here. It's almost like a death march, isn't it? Gives you a chance to look around it. There's that door popped open again, so I've got to adjust that couch. It's just not quite on the couch there. It looks as if it's shut, but of course with the flex of the body and stuff like that, it's not quite right. All the rest is good. Where should we go now? So this is Johnville. I've still got some fuel. How much is fuel here? Let's have a look. 240. Damn it. Diesels aren't really economical now. Gas is... petrol's 187. Man, I don't know why they charge so much for diesel. Only crap fuel anyway. Cyclist doing 50 mile an hour, 50 kilometres an hour. Not in my lifetime. Yeah, diesel was always touted to be the cheapest fuel. Back in the 70s, there wasn't all that many diesel vehicles. I think there was only Land Rover and a couple of Bedfords and stuff like that were diesels with Perkins engines in and Land Rover engines, and that's all you could get. So diesel was really, really cheap. Don't you go that way. Yeah, diesel used to be really cheap fuel. Then sort of in the 80s that came up with this idea that diesel was cheap, so there was a lot of diesel cars like Volkswagens and Fords and stuff like this. This is typical. You don't want to come flying along these roads, do you? I don't know why I couldn't have backed up into the field. This is on your right there. There's a puppy mill where they have breed dogs to sell. It's a really nasty little business, I think. Dogs have no life. What's going on down there? Yeah, these trikes are really coming on now. These three-wheeled bikes, I don't know why. When I had my Reliant Robin, nobody really wanted it. Oh well. Maybe not expensive enough. Oh, this tractor's not. I daren't overtake anything here. Bridge at the bottom and there's a turn, and I think this tractor's going to be going to a big outfit up here, big farming thing. On your left there's a little road down to Deborah's Brothers. Down there, that little track down there, that's Deborah's Brothers. Birthday this week, so I'm going to take him out for his birthday. I think he's about 200 years old. This is fun, isn't it? So it's a beautiful day. I mean, wow, I think it's the best day we've had this year. It's nice and warm, not a cloud in the sky, look. Yeah, this is a big farm. It only was a little 2-bit farm before, and now it's a massive operation. I don't know if you can pick up on the left-hand side. All this is battery chickens. There's 2 great big chicken battery. We went in there when it was opening. Horrible thing. You know, poor old chickens don't have much of a chance. They've sort of really done well for themselves here. But again, it's all government money, you see. Government support farming and stuff like that, but all subsidised. Where's this doing? Yeah, we don't need indicators. What a waste of time putting them on. If you see the building with the green roof and the white sides, the cleanish one, I mentioned this before to people. That's cannabis production in there. They're growing marijuana. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. That's why they've got all the security fences around it. It's not for stopping chickens getting out, it's stopping the bad lads getting in. I don't know if you can see right in the distance there, we've still got snow on the hills. That's, I think that's Mount Orford. We might get a better view of it as we go along. Oh dear me. Die-hard motorcyclists on these roads, I tell you. It's hard work even in a Land Rover. Yeah, there, just in front of us there, that's Mount Orford. Big ski resorts. that'll soon be all greened up. Looking nice. Can't get over price of diesel now. Tell me no. No wonder everybody was after my centrifuge. I had a strange last 2 weeks. I had thousands of people. I think it was 190,000 people or something like that, something ridiculous. Looked at the page where I did a centrifuge about 2 years ago. And I think that's it. Now that diesel's so expensive, they're all wanting to get onto biodiesel. I mean, biodiesel's, well, not biodiesel, but like used waste vegetable oil. But I'll tell you a little secret. It's all right if you mix it 50-50. You know, but it's not. It's a lot of people fanny about making biodiesel. You know, using methanol and stuff like that. But by the time you bought all the chemicals and stuff, you might as well have bought petrol. We're going to go straight ahead. Going to go across the road and get rid of all these cars. Look at that. It's a sports car. This used to be the old schoolhouse for this area. It comes complete with outside toilet. Yeah, if you want to do biodiesel or like veg oil, I found out there was no need to centrifuge it. You just leave it out in a barrel in the sunshine and leave it for a year. Then next year, all the deposits dropped right down to the bottom, all the water and all the crap and stuff like that, and it left all the oil nice and clear. So all you do is just decant it off. That's easier. I don't really use biodiesel now because I don't use my trucks all that much, like my 130. So if I left, if I left bio or vegetable oil in my tank, and we had a cold night, like last night for example was minus 1.4. Can't believe it's such a beautiful day today, but it would have block that filter up like nobody's business. You know, veg oil goes thick and you sort of can't go anywhere, so that's why I didn't really use it all that much. If I was going on a run like to Toronto in a truck, no problem, not fill the bloody tank up, but as soon as the engine was warm, not when it's cold. And then when you get back off your journey, fill it up with diesel, or half filled with diesel, just so you can purge it through. It's really important. I never found much of a difference. Oh, damn that bloody door. It's getting worse. I think he's wanting to take off. But I never found much of a difference between used veg oil and diesel. It burned just as well. Apart from the smell. It smelled like the chip fat, you know, it's like a cooker. But it was alright. But you could spend thousands modifying your car with heaters and this, that and the other. I found that was a complete waste of money. All the money you saved on veg oil, you were actually spending on heaters and pumps and filters and blah, 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 blah. When you add it all up, you might as well not bother. It's only good for people who's doing like high miles. You know, that's it. And in summer. Yeah, I'll fix that door this afternoon and then take it for another run. But this is a good time to do a shakedown test, you know what I mean? We can have a look for leaks and things like that. Make sure everything's tight. But so far so good. In about 50 odd kilometres. flying doors. Yeah, I'll have to get that sorted out. We're just going past here. We'll go past Mike's house in a minute. I won't call him because what time's it now? Right, it's lunchtime. Yeah, I think it's this red roof here, it's Mike's. We'll go slow. I'll turn the camera on a bit. He's got cars and trucks and tractors, all sorts of things. Yeah. Cars parked everywhere. As soon as they break down, Mike just puts them, parks them up, and that's it. Then they rot out. This used to be a dirt road, but you can see now how it develops potholes after a couple of years. And they just get worse and worse. Was it a dirt road? I don't know, did the asphalt? Was that the asphalt in it? Or did they rip it up? I don't know. I don't really come down this way much now. A similar sort of trip when all the leaves are out and things like that, but today was just an impromptu day, like it's a chance to get a day off. I'm really sick of doing that cross member this week, absolutely fed up with it. I spent ages and ages finishing off with the little jobs. So I thought today's the day I have a day off. I don't know what I'm going to do, apart from fixing this door. But like I say, very pleased with the soundproofing, extremely pleased. Thank you very much to Killmat for supplying that product. And the crown rust proofing, supplied by Crown Rust Proofing Company, safely over winter. All those jobs have been done. Everybody coming. Oh, here we go. approximately where we started off. We've just done a big loop. Yeah, these roundabouts really fucks people when they first put them in. Quebecers don't understand where a roundabout was how it worked, you know, and they were stopping right in the middle of it, waiting for cars to come out. They had no idea. But now people are getting used to it, they realise how fast they can be, you know, no traffic lights. Shakedown things to adjust, like the door, a little bit of foam in the bottom corners. I'll tell you what, I might even give it a wash this afternoon because it's all filthy. The outside bodywork's quite good. It was painted, but by the last owner. We didn't sort of take much attention to a few dings and dents in it, but that's nothing really. I think that's what they call patina. I'm not going to do it again, it's good. You know, the body's got a few dings in it, but I'll tell you something, I'd rather have a few dings and dents in bodywork than bloody rusty out chassis and rusted out bulkheads and things. Any day of the week. Familiar with this now? Oh, there's a mini one. A mini that's not really a mini now, it's a bit bigger than a mini, isn't it? Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll park it up here. Leave that turbo to spin down a little bit, and then give it a wash. So that was around about 55 kilometres. So it wasn't a bad run. Let's get this video put up. I know it's a bit long, but I think you might enjoy it. See ya.